Good afternoon and or early evening, wherever this lands for you. About 4:30 here, Central Time. Been a nice Friday. Surprisingly, it didn't storm like I said it was going to. The weather guessers slipped it to the side, so your your new scenery won't be coming for another day or so, according to them. But I'm out here. It's a lovely day, and we're grilling. And I figured I'd pop a video off because I got some news today. Well, that I didn't really like. But it is a great opportunity for me to showcase an object lesson in dealing with disappointment and dealing with repeated setbacks. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a long, convoluted story, but I think once you get to the end, you'll understand the series of events that I've gone through and my outlook on those. So I started out 2 years ago helping a guy out who started up a lumber store in a small town from here. It's a real good man. I'm into that sort of thing. So I love to woodwork. I love to small-time Sawyer. As said before in my family tree sort of video about friends, I'm a dendrologist, which is the study of woody plants. So it's a thing I'm into. It was probably the happiest couple of months of my life working back there. And unfortunately, I worked to the point where I got nasty blood blisters on my feet and wore the skin off the bottom of some of my toes. Being that I am a type 2 diabetic, my podiatrist told me that I could keep my job or I could keep my toes. Well, that's a pretty stark contrast, so I had to tell Chide, I'm sorry, I can't stay. That was a serious disappointment, but what it did was it confirmed that I was not in the right place for that job. I would have had to have been a whole lot healthier or a whole lot younger. My type 2 needed to be more under control. It wasn't meant to be at that time. So I took a job as a job coach, which I had already been working as a para, which basically is a life coach for the people that I had originally discussed in the opening video, for many, many, many years. Worked in group homes, worked with developmentally disabled. I've been in the field for a very long time, but this was something I wanted to do for me. And I could no longer do it. So I went to work as a job coach. And my young man, one-on-one, and he was a lot of fun. You know, we built skills and, when you're dealing with developmentally disabled, especially in this field, a lot of them were MR, mental. It's considered a pejorative, but it's just simply meant as an illustration of they were mentally retarded, meaning that, they met the criteria of somebody who doesn't have an IQ high enough, but that didn't limit them. Not severely. I mean, it limited them from the normal things in life, but they still had a whole lot of upside, and we worked on that upside a lot. Me and my young man, we really worked on that upside. He got to a point where he was working independently. He was greeting customers. He was doing lovely, lovely stuff, from basically being somebody who was anger-wise out of control. I never had an incident. In the entire year and a half I worked with him, never had an incident. But keeping up with that young man didn't allow my toes to heal. So at some point in time here, a couple of months ago, I was forced to take medical leave to get off my toes. I was told if I get off my toes, That would do it. Well, 2 months later, they are almost healed of these ulcers. Unfortunately, my job could not wait for me to come back. So, I will be looking for a new career path. My wife is finishing up school for social work, so we may be combining our resources and opening an agency together that works with the county to do basically what I've been doing. But that wasn't the hammer blow. I deliberately took off 2 months. I willingly gave up 2 jobs that I loved for my toes in order to heal them. Had an MRI a couple days ago. The nurse that takes care of my toes in wound care was a little concerned and just thought it would be best. I thought she was a little hyperbolic. Come to find out she's not. One of my toes is infected, right at the tip, in the bone. That means an amputation, which is the thing I've been trying to avoid for 1.5 years. I'm going to have to lose all or part of that toe. And believe it or not, I'm in a good spot. And the reason I'm in a good spot is a couple of things. Stoic principles tell you to control what you can control and to let go of what you cannot. I have no control anymore over the fact that that toe has to come off. Do I mourn losing it? Yeah. Am I going to ever look the same again in sandals? No. Thank God I'm not a woman, huh? I can get away with not looking great in sandals. The path forward for me is going to be different. Not bad. Just different. I'm going to have to relearn to walk without that toe, which means I'll be off for a little while. But it allows me the time for the introspection that I need to do to figure out what in me caused my decision tree to lead me to the outcome where I'm at, so that I don't make that same mistake with something more important than a toe. And it was a small detail that has tripped me up for going on 1.5 years now. And that's why I say pay attention. Pay attention to small details. Fix them early if you can. If you can't, try and mitigate them. Try and build parameters, walls around them so that the problem doesn't metastasize and get bigger, okay? And the big thing is to understand that no matter what it is you're going through, whether it's a huge tragic loss or whether it is the death of a want or a need that you thought you had all your life, you knew it was going to come, you knew it was going to happen for you, and it just didn't. And you have that realization. You got to mourn for it and move on. There's so many other things that you could do. And moving on, now I get when you get into grief of the loss of a loved one, or even the loss of like a beloved pet, it takes a while. I understand. Grieving is not something that, boom, you grieved and you're done. But don't let it hold you back. Don't let it be an excuse to hold you back. Feel what you feel, emote what you emote, express what you express, but then continue to do what you do. Because that's the best testament to any loss in your life. If you want to leave a legacy for anything bad that happens in your life, if you want to leave a legacy for others to look at, work through it. Push through. If you push through, you will find you have more resilience than you think, that you're stronger than you think, And you'll probably find out you got a whole lot more people in your life that care about you than you feel and or think right now. So it's been a little bit long, been a little bit rambly, I know, kind of all over the place, but some of these videos come out that way, not quite as organized, but I hope the information helps. So what we do is we assess what led us to where we are in the first place when it comes to, somebody like me paying a stupid tax. Remember I told you it could kick you back 20, could be a net loss. Thank God I put a lot of points on the board early, so I can catch back up, but sometimes those stupid taxes will really hurt you. I'm guaranteeing you, in my stubbornness, to continue doing what I wanted to do, to work, to provide for my family, because I love doing that, and I am an old-fashioned man that feels, if I don't have purpose, then I become a bad version of myself. I need that purpose. I need that drive. So, I guess in conclusion, like I said, assess it, deal with it. If you need to, mourn it, emote, express, move on, move through, carry forth. Love y'all. You have a great Saturday. You have a great Sunday. I may see you over the weekend. I may not. So I'll just sign off for now. Have a good one.